Hello fellow nerds, welcome to another video from Pappy Pineapple. I'm bringing you a guide on Mirumok grinding today, and the first thing we're going to go over is what I do before I start grinding at Mirumok and the elixirs that I like to bring. Alright, so I'm here at Mansion, I'm smashing some dudes, finishing up the daily, which is going to give me 2 Kaffir stones, some Peridot leaves for the T9 horse materials, and a couple Griffin elixirs that I'll be able to use for party stuff later on for my Mirumok grinding. Now, really quick, I just want to talk about, I didn't put anything for food rotations in here, just one food that I would recommend, which is the Kama Sylvia meal, which will give you 10% back attack damage, which will be helpful for clearing Mirumok quicker. And if you're going to run a full food rotation, run whatever is going to be best for your class and your situation. Otherwise, you can run a cron meal. Now for your elixirs and other buffs, I have pulled a screenshot from the Gython Discord, and you can pause on screen if you need to take a look at them, and then I'll give you a couple recommendations of what I definitely recommend you should have. And if you can't get any of these, you can go and run yourself a Giant's Route. Now, this list is applicable for most party grind spots, but I would say at Mirumok, you need to run less defensives than you would typically need to at somewhere, say, like Gython, because the mobs, you don't get hit by them or as hard when you're at Mirumok, unless you're not paying attention. So you can run all of the elixirs that have the stars with them, and then if you want to add on for defensives, so you don't have to use pots if you do get caught out, the Grimsoul Reaper's elixir and Draining are great, and if you can get your hands on some strong Griffins, that will be amazing too. Lethal Assassin for back attack, and then Sharp Detection for the extra crit damage, and you'll be killing it at Mirumok. Now onto the meat and potatoes of this guy, which is going to be the rotations. We're going to talk about the main rotation first. I'm going to pull it up on my map over here and show you where we're heading. Now I'm going to get on my horse here, and we're going to hop off this cliff right from the node manager, go down the road a little bit, and you'll see off to my left there's this little nook kind of cave that we're going to stop in, and this is where you can call your safe spot. You can place 2 campsites here, no more than 2, so the third person in your party can go suck it. You'll see that Fluffy goes over there, and you can't place another one. Now we're going to start with the main rotation. I'll show you the first pull. I'm going to ping it right here, and you'll see where you want to drag the mobs to. And first you want to attack the old Mirumok. Try not to ever attack the Mirumok watchtower that sits in the middle that spawns the Bararos, because it will screw up the spawn a little bit, that I've found out. Your best option whenever going to pull is just walking up to the mobs and never hitting them. As you can see, you can get away with it, as I did, but you want to actually just walk up to the mobs and pull them to the certain spot and then wait to attack them. Now, the second pull, you're going to want to just run over again next to the towers. Then you're going to go to a spot that I'm going to stand next to, which is this rock, and you're going to want to pull both of the old Mirumoks over to it. The big, giant character model, that's the old Mirumok. Now, since we're here fighting the highest density of mobs at the rotation for Mirumok, let's talk about the offhand crystals. You can choose to either run back attack or critical hit damage offhand crystals to help increase your grind speed here. P.S. If anybody from the development team is watching, can you make it so the old Mirumoks, when they die, they just disappear? Thanks. Alright, now moving on to pull 3, you'll see here that I stand on this bush right here, and you can use this as a good focal point to pull the mobs to. Now, I'm going to go run next to the tower. As you can see, it pulls it without me attacking it. It will pull it and it will spawn the circles. You want to always make sure to also watch out for those circles, because they do deal damage, and you don't want to take damage for free. Also, you'll see behind me there's trees that you want to grab and pull them into the pack as well and kill them along with the old Mirumok. You usually just want to sit there and kill every pack on top of the old Mirumok because they're so difficult to move around. Typically, pull 3 is going to be the last part of the rotation for most groups, and then they go back to pull 1, and then they'll restart the rotation from there. Now, if you find yourself in the position that your group is over clearing, you can potentially go down and move into the extended part of the rotation, which is going to be 2 watchtowers, so double pack just like we ran on pull 2. Now, something I haven't mentioned yet is the AP requirement for grinding here. I would say you could come here and make decent money at 210 AP, but it wouldn't be the best. But ideally, coming here at 230, you're going to excel and do well with elixirs, party rotations, everything running, and a good group. Now, 240, you're going to be pretty optimized, making great money. Any AP above that, this spot is going to be making good money for you, or you could be grinding somewhere else for better money. Also, something to add, the watchtowers have a timer, they explode, and then they will reset all on their own. Moving on to the part of the extended rotation for main, if you have the AP to come here, you'll move down the road from pull 3, and you'll see these 2 watchtowers. Now, where you're going to pull, there's going to be a bush, and I'm going to show you where to stand. So you're going to come in pulling from this side. You'll get 2 pullers, one to pull the first tower and a second to pull the back tower, and then you'll stand on this like fern right here. This is where you want to pull the mobs to, right to this plant. And you'll sit there and you'll pull both the Mirumok's on it, and you'll kill everything, and then you'll move back all the way to pull 1 after you finish it. Now, if you ever find yourself in the rut of another 1000 XP event and you can't find a rotation, look no further. You have side rotations. Now, for the first side rotation, you're going to go from your camp and you're going to go back towards where Often is in the node manager and wrap around the corner of the road. And we're going to go into this little nook, and this is where the first pull is going to be. So here in the little nook, you'll walk up to the first watchtower, there's 2 Mirumok's that you'll have to grab, and you're going to stand back on this rock, and you'll pull both of the Mirumok's to it, and you'll kill them right on it. Now, with the second pull of this first side rotation, you're going to want to go over to this little bush right here, and you'll pull the old Mirumok over to it, aggro the tower, and kill everything right there. And don't worry about killing the watchtower, they're pretty damn tanky. Now, after you've killed that second pull, you're going to move over to the third pull, and this one you're going to want to grab the old Mirumok and the watchtower, then you're going to stand again on another rock and pull everything to it and kill on top of it. After you finish pull 3, you'll move on to pull 4. Behind the rock, you'll go over to the next watchtower, and you're going to grab the Mirumok and stand in between these 2 trees, and this is where you're going to want to stand to pull and kill everything. And then you'll go back to the nook, which is pull 1, and then you'll wrap around and continue the rotation. Rinse, repeat. This is your side rotation. Now onto the second side rotation, which is up above on a plateau above the main rotation. You'll see that there's this giant tower to the right of us, and this is the first pull that you'll start at. Now, where you're going to want to stand is not in the red circles. You're going to want to stand out of those and stand on a little tree that's sunken into the ground and kill everything on top of that. Now, once you've cleared the first pull, you're going to go right down south of it and go down the hill, and you'll see that there's another watchtower. You're going to just stand right on top of that first Mirumok next to the 2 trees in the back and just pull everything on top of it and kill. Now, the third pull of the second side rotation, you're going to go over right across from the last watchtower. This is a pretty tight grouping for the rotation, and it's like a small triangle if you want to look at it like that. It's pretty good for running with a duo group, or if you have low AP and can't get on to the main rotation. Well, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube, throw a follow to my Twitch, and leave a comment down below if you guys have another idea for a guide or a YouTube video for me. Later!